Well, it's beginning to unravel for the Elon bad, Orange Man bad, and Department of Government Efficiency gigabad protesters and or paid actors pretending to be protesters. First, this short clip from Jesse Waters of Fox News, who seems to have nailed it. Then we'll look at what they're doing to Elon Musk and why.
I'm starting to realize these people might not have jobs, Dana. And I'm starting to realize they might be getting paid to protest. Mm-hmm. And Will Kane showed Open Society, Soros is funding it. And that's fine. I love it. The more you guys make fools of yourselves, the better it is for moi. A couple years ago, Musk was saving the planet. He was going to other planets. And he was in love with the Democrats. They were both in love. And then they had this horrible breakup. But Musk says he didn't change. They changed. He was always about free enterprise and free speech. They went full wacko. They tried to transition one of his kids. And then he buys Twitter and realized that they were censoring everybody. And then he sees Trump get shot. It kind of gives him a political awakening, and he goes all in. And Trump gets elected. He comes in. He wants to make the government more efficient at great expense to himself and his company.
That, by the way, an extremely important point. It's not like Elon is doing this for personal gain. It's the polar opposite. He's massively increased the threat to his life. He's copying it from all directions. But he knew this would happen. He's willing to take the arrows because he's trying to do the right thing. This is called courage. Something that people lacking said trait hate to see in others.
And finds out the Democrats are stealing from the government. So he caught them censoring you, and then he caught them stealing from you, and he's humiliated them. This is not your average breakup. This is like you hit him where it hurts. And now the Democrats don't have the emotional intelligence to kind of reconcile this breakup, so they just oppose everything in a blind rage. It makes no sense. Donald Trump and Elon Musk have made them support shutdowns. They're against peace. They're against green cars. They're against women. It's weird, and we're watching it unfold.
Some very relevant and valid points here. Kind of gets at the crux of why I use the term Orange Man bad and Elon bad. It's a way to troll the low IQ, emotionally retarded. Anything to do with Elon or Trump must be bad, therefore I oppose it people. No nuance, no rational thought, no granularity, just anything that they're doing at all must be bad, therefore we must violently, viciously, and relentlessly oppose it. It's wild to see. The Democratic Party in the United States, not Democratic voters, the party is imploding. It's just, I've never seen anything like this before. Oh, by the way, just a quick detour. I saw this today. Quote, trans Tesla vandal who allegedly threw a Molotov cocktail at Tesla cars, lives with mum and calls himself baby. Imagine my shock. Imagine my shock. And now more from the same man on these unthinking NPCs that have decided, actually not decided, been programmed that anything at all to do with Elon bad and or Trump, aka Orange Man bad, must be bad, therefore must be opposed. Title of this one, Elon Musk used to be Democrats' hero. Then suddenly he stood up for free speech, began helping to discover waste, fraud and abuse of US taxpayer dollars, and suddenly, also bought X and allowed people to freely share their thoughts, opinions and ideas, and suddenly then becomes public enemy number one.
Things are now down to about zero. Gas is back down to below $3 a gallon. Mortgage rates have dropped for 6 straight weeks. Jobs are up. Unemployment's down. $2 trillion in private money is being invested in America. DEI is dead. The government's more efficient. And Ukraine's agreed to a ceasefire. But Bernie Sanders says he's scared.
These are, the scariest times in my lifetime. That's all. I mean, I think that's objectively the truth. He is now trying to end what the founding fathers were pretty smart about, creating a form of government where there were checks and balances, a legislative body, an executive body, and a judiciary.
What is Bernie, like 100? He's lived through the Cuban Missile Crisis, 9/11, COVID, and he's scared of the golden age? No. When Hillary told him to drop out or else, that was scarier. But even scarier is being stranded in outer space. Biden left 2 astronauts floating around up there. Elon offered to save them last year, but Biden said no. He didn't want Musk getting credit for the rescue, so he just let him hover. And now 9 months later, Elon's sending a rocket up to bring him home. But Bernie's mad Musk has the money for the rocket.
It is not just they want to give tax breaks to billionaires and cut programs for working people. Frankly, that's happened before. Yeah. But you combine that with the power of the oligarchy in general. You combine that with Mr. Musk owning Twitter and able to send out his messages to hundreds of millions of people. It's not only the power of money, it's also combined with that, the movement toward authoritarianism.
Elon saving stranded astronauts with SpaceX, saving Ukraine with Starlink, and saving free speech with X.
And according to Bernie Sanders, all examples of authoritarianism. What?
But Bernie's mad Musk's megaphone is bigger than his. It's not the size of the megaphone, Bern. It's what you say into it. And what are these programs for working people Musk's cutting? Could it be the $750,000 to examine social networks among Black and Latino sexual minority men in New Jersey? Or $700,000 to study cannabis use among sexual minority gender diverse individuals? $100,000 for assessing sexual health for gay Latinos in the agriculture community?
That last one got me, dude. I mean, it feels like a script from a bad film. Hey, Grok, please come up with the most absurd, ridiculous, deranged, unhinged, out there, narrow, completely useless thing for me to study. Oh, dude, that got me.
$600,000 for teen pregnancy prevention for trans boys. Thank God. No more boys are getting pregnant. It's an epidemic. Democrats used to be down with Doge.
Yes, you do have to cut some programs. I think there's waste out there. I think there are programs that can and should be cut.
Again, we all agree we have to get rid of waste, fraud, abuse, duplication, obsolescence, and the rest. The GAO has given us a blueprint for that, and we subscribe to that. We all agree that we must reduce the deficit.
There's tremendous waste in government, and I think any Democrat who ignores the lessons, the lessons of those who voted, the lessons of the last election, makes a mistake. The people did want government to cut out the waste and to shrink.
Everything Trump does, Democrats must oppose. Got to oppose Doge. They must restore teen boy pregnancy prevention. Trump made Democrats hate EVs. Getting behind the wheel of a Tesla, you're now Adolf.
All of that.
Oh, no, this is the fuckface who did the vaccine dance. By the way, you guys know all these supposed late night show hosts, supposed to be funny, by the way. They're all just propagandists for the political left in the United States. It makes me wonder, are they being paid? Is there some kind of relationship here financially, or do they just live in such a thought bubble they genuinely believe what they're saying?
All of that. And you end it with, I love Tesla. But you know what? It's an honest mistake. He just mixed up the two words most associated with Elon Musk.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I know exactly where this is going right now. This is the propaganda, the programming of NPCs. Watch. Software update. Repetition. Bro, I know exactly what's coming.
Tesla and Hitler.
Exactly. I mean, in what world are we living? If you say something enough times, it eventually becomes true, right?
Adam Schiff's whip, a Tesla. Now he says it's his biggest regret, not the Russia hoax, the car. Senator Mark Kelly's putting his Tesla up for sale. Democrats are like teenage girls. If they don't like you and you like something, then they can't like it. Even if they liked it before, now they have to hate it. Teslas are getting their tires slashed and spray painted with swastikas. And liberals are torching Tesla charging stations.
By the way, just for the record, I believe that is the self-hating basement-dwelling adult virgin we saw earlier on X, aka Baby.
And hurling Molotov cocktails at dealerships. But the media says that Molotov cocktail was mostly peaceful.
Overnight, have this post claiming that protests at Tesla dealerships are illegal. He said today he would label violence against dealerships domestic terrorism. So just to be clear.
Well, can't help but jump the gun here. That was MSNBS, one of the most left-leaning fake news outlets on earth. I know exactly what they're about to say. Oh, that's not terrorism. Listen, you fuckface, as I posted recently on X, the actual definition of terrorism. The unlawful use of violence and intimidation, like, for example, throwing a fucking Molotov cocktail at a Tesla dealership, especially against civilians, aka like Tesla employees, like what's that called, in the pursuit of political aims. Clean sweep. How awkward and embarrassing that I'm able to jump the gun and predict ahead of time exactly what the fake news, the propagandists and the puppets are going to say. Watch. It's like these idiots who claim the BLM riots from that also domestic terrorist organisation, a massive fraud and scam. You ready for that conversation, right? Well, also mostly peaceful protests as Minneapolis was burning the fuck down. Not joking, by the way. I think it was CNN, the Crisis News Network, literally had somebody in front of a fucking burning city saying that they were mostly peaceful protests.
You protest a private company, you are labeled by this administration a domestic terrorist. You show up at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th with the intent to overturn a fair and free election, and you get a pardon. 47 went green, bought an electric car. He's saving the planet. That's what they tell us. Nope. It made Chuck sick.
Just turns your stomach at what they do to help one another.
Again, if you say something enough times, it must become true. Remember earlier I talked about people demonstrating courage are despised by those who lack it? Trump didn't need the heat. Doesn't need to take the arrows. I mean, these multiple assassination attempts on the guy, nor did Elon. These are two very courageous men trying to do what's right for the US taxpayer and the world by setting a good example, displaying incredible courage No personal gain whatsoever. It's the polar opposite. Yet we have actors here like Chuck pretending that it turns your stomach, or maybe it does. Maybe he does have that visceral reaction to seeing courage displayed in others, since he lacks it himself.
What do you think Americans think of that when they see Trump pushing Elon Musk, the richest man in the world's Teslas? A man born with a limousine, who for the rest of his life will be driven by Secret Service, was supposedly buying a new car and checking out his EV options. What a joke.
He turned the White House into a car show trying to help put a floor under the plummeting stock value of Elon Musk's Tesla.
You know what turns my stomach? Watching Schumer grill. An American president buys an American car that liberals love, and Democrats don't like it. Shady Kazakhstanis gave the vice president's son an electric car. He didn't like it, so he turned it in the same shady Kazakhstan. He bought him a Porsche. That didn't turn Chuck's stomach then, and neither did Joe flying Hunter to China and coming back with bags of cash.
Okay, settle down there, Jesse. What laptop? Biden's a squeaky clean, hence no pardons. Wait, moving on.
And Coons thinks it's suspect to turn the White House into a car show? The Wrangler Biden's promoting isn't even American. The Dutch own it. Obama and Biden let Jeep get sold overseas, and he's driving a foreign car around the White House lawn. During an EV summit, he invited every electric car maker except Tesla. Joe snubbed Musk, the largest EV maker in the world. And then he sued Musk for not hiring migrants. The Democrats and Musk had a bad breakup. You know how these are. They used to be in love.
We're going to try to see if we can accelerate this kind of collaboration through what we put forward. So
it's the right plan. Good.
Well, congratulations. This is terrific.
Thank you very much.
How's the car doing?
It's doing great, actually.
Yeah? How do you split your time between car and rocket?
Well, it's usually about 50-50. We should have the sedan on the roads in 2 years. And it'll be the best car on the roads by far.
Musk didn't change. Democrats did. He's always believed in free speech and free enterprise. He didn't make his money shorting the pound like Soros so we could use it to open our border and prisons. He's making cars that liberals say save the planet and trying to put rockets on other planets. The progressives hate that Musk's making progress. And they hate that he's young and fun and not in the shadows like their sugar daddy Soros. Again, like a teenage girl, they blackballed Elon and then he became even more popular. And now they hate him, but they really hate themselves for losing him.
Forgive me, but what's his end game? I mean, I know look, he wants to be the first trillionaire in the world. I mean, what's his end game here?
Well, you know it. You guys, you created him a governor. I mean, you
by
guys.
The way, in many respects, California did. It was our regulatory process and our subsidies to create this market. You're 100% right. I think you're right.
Okay, so it gets me every fucking time. These using the term billionaire or world's richest man as a pejorative term. You know how that happens? More times than not, unless it's a woman through divorce. Shout out to the world's richest women's list. Actually true, by the way. I think it's like 98% divorcees. And the reason, of course, men and women are different. Massive outlier. Men are willing to sacrifice literally everything, building a fucking empire, adding value, employing hundreds of thousands of people. That's why it always happens. Women aren't that insane. Now, here's the thing. The reason people tend to end up extremely wealthy is because they own a large portion of a business or a company they've started or multiple companies they've started that innovate, they create incredible products, that employ hundreds of thousands of people. They add enormous value and the market compensates them accordingly. People like this should be celebrated, not derided. But of course, if you're Gavin Newsom from California, by the way, he's doing his best for a presidential run in 28. He's a slippery serpent, by the way. This guy's a total Patrick Bateman to a T. This whole mindset from California, billionaire bad, despicable. His end game here is being useful, Gavin. But Gavin knows that. He's just playing the game.
Right.
Democrats loaned Musk billions to make green cars, and he actually did it. Unlike all the other dumb loans Democrats gave out to all the green companies that went belly up, like Solyndra and Sonova and that stupid electric bus company that Kamala's always yapping about. All Democrats do once they get into power is hand wealthy people money. They bail out banks, give donors green contracts. But suddenly, some wealthy guys go into government to shut down the fraud and handouts, and the media's mad.
President Trump is surrounded by the wealthiest cabinet, the wealthiest administration in modern U.S. history.
So I just got to quickly share some thoughts here. You know why that might be? Are you ready? Because he has surrounded himself by people who've created incredible value in the real world, have massive experience doing complicated things, running organizations, building products at scale. In other words, they have massive fucking brains. Most of them have very little experience in the swamp. They're not lifelong politicians, public servants, because their brains are too big, their capabilities too great to waste decades of their life working in government, when instead they were out there doing massive things, building huge companies, creating incredible products, employing cumulatively many millions of people. And now they've seen a massive opportunity to work with an entrepreneurial, business-minded president to actually have massive impact, big change, a once-in-a-generation opportunity. But again, they're being derided. Oh, they're wealthy. Oh, what is this, the wealthy person's club? You know why they're wealthy? Because they're extremely competent and capable people who are willing to do what it takes. And now windows open where they can have a massive positive impact. None of these people are benefiting personally from being involved in the Trump administration. Good example, David Sachs, right? He's their crypto czar, so to speak. The poor dude had to sell all of his crypto holdings. He's going to probably lose, give or take, $1 billion during this administration, depending on what happens to shitcoin and other crypto. Think about that. How many people watching would be willing to sacrifice something like that just to try and help out? Not many.
Does this concern you?
I don't think it's so much about their wealth.
I mean, you're only allowed to be wealthy in Congress. Can't be wealthy in the cabinet. We know how Elon made his money. How'd Nancy? Elon makes cars and rockets. What does Hunter make? No one wants his paintings now that Daddy's back in Delaware. What a coincidence. So it seems like the Democrats finally settled on a message to beat Trump. It's taken them long enough. Republicans are for the rich. Where have I heard that before? Oh, they've been saying it for 100 years. Maybe it used to work, but now the Democrats are the party of the rich. Billionaires donated more to Kamala than Trump. She outraised him 2-1, and he still cleaned her clock. Under Joe Biden, income inequality increased, and the Democrats and their shutdowns created the biggest transfer of wealth in world history. Zuckerberg, Musk, Bezos, Gates made more money under Biden than ever. And that's great. We're all for making money.
So I just got to add a quick caveat here. I mean, this is likely true, but this is also likely to be true every year over the next 4-year term for every president while these people are alive. It's kind of the way compounding works, just saying. And of course, there was the insane COVID stimulus, which also helped, especially Amazon.
It's just not great when the rest of the country can't get ahead. Liberals used to love these billionaires until they switched sides.
You guys you loved all the oligarchs, and particularly Elon, until they flipped. And remember, all the rest of these oligarchs were all progressive Democrats until 11 p.m.
I don't know, they're progressive. I refer to them as libertarian, and I know these guys intimately, known them for decades.
If Trump's doing all these favors for billionaires, why are the billionaires losing money under him? Well, because he's fighting a trade war to rebalance the economy to save the American worker. Elon has lost $100 billion since he teamed up with Trump. And he says it's worth it if he can stop the country from going bankrupt.
So it's a call to action. You're hearing a call to action.
Yeah.
You giving up your other stuff? I mean, how are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty. Yeah, I mean.
But there's no turning back, you're saying.
I'm just here trying to make government more efficient, eliminate waste and fraud, and so far we're making good progress.
The party's flipped. Democrats are for the rich. The Trump Republicans are for everybody. And that has the Democrats rattled. The America First movement forced Democrats into hating peace, progress, and making things in America. They're even against black kids with cancer who want to grow up to be cops.
In case anyone is unaware of the reference there, truly just one of the most horrendous things I've ever seen in terms of partisanship all time. If you thought the Democrats were trying to speed run the destruction of the party, this was the final nail in the coffin. Trump gives a speech in the audience, roughly 50-50 Democrats and Republicans. Young boy with cancer is inducted into the Secret Service. He's there with his dad. Sorry guys, I just got something in my eye there. This is one of the lead Secret Service guys. This guy was up there when Trump got shot at right in Butler. And in the audience, 0 of the Democrats clapped, let alone stood for this incredible, touching moment. This guy's, I think, had like 13 surgeries for brain cancer. Truly battling. And these evil, nasty people refused to acknowledge the guy, his courage, what it meant. What is wrong with these people? They're sick. How can you not be touched by this moment? So I've just rewound here. Here's the split down the audience, right? Republicans here, and in the background, over here, see there's a dividing line there? All of these fucks sitting, none of them standing, half of them on their phones, 0 acknowledgement whatsoever. It is despicable. How do you think this poor kid feels? if he noted in the audience that half of the adults in the room weren't willing to acknowledge his courage. They're sick. Again, look at this shot. You can see the dividing line right here. Not one of these fucks is standing, let alone clapping. What is wrong with these people?
Thank you, DJ.
I don't know what else to say. We are truly witnessing the Democratic Party in the United States implode in real time. Jesse Waters absolutely nailed it. Anything at all to do with Orange Man bad, which now by proxy includes Elon bad, because A, he endorsed Trump, and B, he's now helping with the Department of Government Efficiency, is automatically bad, to the point where you won't even stand and clap or acknowledge this kid who's gone through 13 surgeries for brain cancer. What the hell? Bro, definitely got something in my eye. Bye. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. Just got my AG1 in the mail. Legit feeling the effects after day 3. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, or I can keep going. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. Now look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs.